Hi folks, welcome to my channel, Sounds from the West Coast. This is going to be another pickups video. Some of these pickups going back months now, I'm afraid. As I said on my last video, the final tag video, I've had this one half done for over a month. I recorded the needle drops more than a month ago, but never got round to finishing the video. So there's a lot to show, so I'm going to try not to say too much, just show you the albums and let the needle drops and the music speak for themselves. So first up we have two releases from a Danish psych rock, space rock band called Mythic Sunship. Now they did 5 albums on the wonderful El Paraiso label, excellent albums, but I hadn't realised they'd moved over to TP Records, and I nearly missed out on these two. When I found out, I had to pick them up. The first is their 2021 album Wildfire, and the second is their 2022 album Flux. Excellent, like I say, psych space rock. Next up is an American instrumental psych free rock band, the wonderful Carlton Melton. I've got most of their discography. Wonderful instrumental psych rock band. This is a classed as an EP, even though you've got 2 sides of over 17 minutes, and it's from 2017, called Inside Lights. This is on the Unagitated Records and comes on nice clear vinyl. Highly recommended for any fans of instrumental psych space rock. Next up, this is a duo called Tangerine Cat with their album from this year, sorry, last year, 2022, called Glass. Sorry for the glare. Now, they're sort of a fusion of folk electronica and drone, remind me in places of Dead Can Dance. Like I said, they're a duo of Eugenie Perporovsky, a Ukrainian lady who plays the hurdy-gurdy, and Paul Chilton, who plays whistles and Ukrainian bagpipes. Sounds weird. It's actually superb. Highly recommended. Again, if you like Dead Can Dance, I think you'll get into these.
Look at me, what is going on, Charles? You know better than I said. It's been going on for some time. Nightly your song echoes from the vanished world.
Archival from France, formed in the 1970s by some fans of Magma. I think they only ever did one album back in the 70s. I think this was meant to be their second album, but didn't get recorded until they sort of got back together in about 2013, I think. They were a duo of Pierre Lebras, who played guitars, and Michael Mounier, the bass player. And here on this album, when they recorded the material, they were joined by Spyro Rushotas on synths. This is a mixture of sort of minimal synthwave stylings, acid guitar, zool rhythms. Excellent. Recent videos, I showed one of the Altered State releases. This is Altered States number 3 by the artist Spiral Galaxy, who are an American duo of Sarah Gossett on flute and loops and Plastic Crime Wave on guitars, keys and machines. This is very experimental ambience, spaced out Kosmischer Kraut stylings. Wonderful stuff. Psych Kraut album from a duo from St. Petersburg in Russia. The band are called Mink, and this is their second album, just titled 2. As I said, this is very much in that psych rock with krautrock leanings. American release, and this is the band Fontanelle with their 2012 album Vitamin F. This is actually their 4th album. They're a sort of funk-laced fusion band. If you like the Miles Davis albums of the early 70s, then I think you should like this. This actually features the saxophonist Skerrick, whose work I really enjoyed back in the early 2000s when he was part of the jam band scene. But I hadn't known of this band, and I've only just discovered them. I'll have to try and get hold of the other 3 albums they did, because this is superb. Next, we have Zoltan and Tombs of the Blind Dead. Zoltan are a UK trio specialised in sort of cinematic soundtracks, or sort of fake soundtracks. They're in the mould of, say, Goblin, Fabio Frizzi, he's worked for Italian horror movies. This is their interpretation of the music from Armando de Osario's Blind Dead movies, great horror movies from the early 70s from out of Spain. This is just an EP, but it's excellent stuff. heavier, we have Green Lung, who were a psychedelic hard rock band, sort of proto-metal, with sort of folk horror leanings. They're out of the UK, and this is their first of the 2 albums they've done so far. This is Woodland Rites. As you can tell, it's definitely got that sort of folk horror, Wicker Man sort of vibe going through it, with titles like Initiation, Woodland Rites, Let the Devil In, The Ritual Tree, Call of the Coven. If you like that sort of early 70s heavy rock sound, I think you'll like these.
Here among the shops, the offices, and yet even the mansions of London, they sincerely believe in the existence of the power of the supreme spirit of evil, Satan.
Sticking to the UK, and we have Willow Glass with the album Book of Hours. Sorry, couldn't read that then. This wonderful cover. Willow Glass is actually the solo artist, multi-instrumentalist Andrew Marshall. And this is very 70s style prog, Camel, Genesis. You can hear Steve Hackett and particularly somebody, the sort of early Anthony Phillips material in this. If that sounds up your street, check him out. This was, sorry, when was this recorded? This is from 2008. Moving to one of my favourite parts of the world for music-wise at the moment. We go to the Nordic countries, and this is Onsagen Ensemble. They're, by the look of it, a 9-piece band from Finland. This is, I think, their 3rd album from 2022 called Fear. I think that's, yeah, Fear. And they play a sort of heavy, trippy space rock with shamanistic Eastern leanings. different style of music with Fish. I was heavily into the jam band scene back in the early 2000s. Me and my friends in Manchester, whenever any of those bands toured the UK, we would go and do the usual sort of Grateful Dead thing and go tour the country, going to every concert, because the bands would obviously improvise heavily and never repeat the same set list. The biggest name out of the jam band scene probably at that point was Fish. Unfortunately, they were the one band I never managed to get to see. They've just released 3 live albums. Well, they're excerpts from live albums. What they've done is taken each of their sort of extended tracks that they do, and put one on each side of it. 3 single albums. This one is number 3 in the series, from August 22nd, 2015 at Watkins Glen, and features the track Tweezer on side 1 and Prince Caspian on side 2. Wonderful jam band. Back to Europe, and we have the Belgian band Cosmos. This album was recorded live in 1975 but wasn't released until 2018. This is cosmic, raga-esque space rock, krautrock. Wonderful album, actually. I love this one. They're just a duo, or they're a trio of a synth player, bass player, and a guitarist. We have a Norwegian band, I think it's pronounced Seid, S-E-I-D. This is their 4th album. They're a sort of a proggy space rock band. This one is actually a soundtrack to a movie called Vestlauters Enke. I've never seen the movie, but I did see a clip on YouTube, and to be honest, it doesn't look like a movie I want to watch. It's quite grotesque by the look of it. but the music's excellent. From 2016, we have the album Ignition of the Sun by the artist Cynthia A. Now, Cynthia A is, I understand, a guy called, what's his name? Yaga, or I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, Yage. And he was is the producer for Future Sound of London. And this is his sort of call back to 1970s electronic pioneers such as Tangerine Dream and Klaus Schulze. A really good electronic album. Sticking with UK electronic music, and we have this, again classed as an EP, I think, but it's long tracks, 2 long tracks of 19 and 15 minutes, and the artist is Slows, and the album is A Great Big Smile from Venus. Slows is the electronic project of a guy called Matthew Sims, who I think is a current member of the band Wire, and this is sort of minimalist electronic music, good stuff. This is, I think, his 3rd release from 2018. Archival prog. The Spanish band Machina and their album Why. They were considered, I think, one of the first underground bands in Spain, operating from about 69 through to 72. and this is their only studio album. I think they did a live album after this, but this is sort of proto-prog psych, sort of Cream meets Floyd in places. Really good stuff. Towards the end now, next penultimate pickup. This is Motorpsycho with their 2022 album, I believe, Ancient Astronauts. Motorpsycho have been around since about 1989. They're a Norwegian band. This is their 25th studio album in that period. They've done a bunch of live albums too. They're quite an eclectic band, Motorpsycho. They do prog, stoner rock, space rock, heavy hard rock, even a bit of pop and country. In this release, they're definitely in their prog vein. This is a pure, harkening back to the 70s in many ways, prog album. It's excellent. Finally, staying in Scandinavia, we have the Swedish band Berling Saga with their 5th album from 2018 called Etex, or hopefully that's how it's pronounced. This is meant to, I've not heard any of their other stuff, but this is meant to be far more electronic than their other material. Very much keyboard driven. You can hear elements of Tangerine Dream at places, but you get also sort of RIO, art rock of Art Zoid, even some Zool rhythms. Good stuff. And I'll need to be checking out some of their other material. last one shown. I hope everybody's had a great start to the new year, and I wish you again all the very best for the rest of the year. I hope to see you soon with yet another pickups video, or maybe something different. I've got a stack of stuff here to show. Anyway, all the best to everybody. Take care. See you soon.